wiase nyina ubenya bi ahwe our StarTimes so ai wunnim say uhia StarTimes oh ne was so tough me say enije ni de atuo ntwa da.
StarTimes, enjoy digital life.
So I'm going to your rent now, better than me pay.
Oh. Hey, StarTimes say, a new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ya den eche wudanka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
A new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ya den eche electricity bills.
Almost done well to keep that in.
Dad.
28 of the Ghana Premier League. It started on Friday at the Daewoo Theatre of Dreams, where Legon Cities took on Brekum Chelsea, and it ended in a 5-goal thriller in favour of the host team. But then, today, we are here at the Accra Sports Stadium, which will be the centre of attraction, where Accra Heart of Oak will be taking on Accra Lions in the Greater Accra Regional Derby, and it promises to be a mouth-watering and also a compelling fixture over here. The weather is very, very calm. As you can see, we had some showers in the morning, which means that the temperatures will be very, very low and also very, very favourable for football this afternoon. It promises to be a pulsating one because both teams will be going at it, and both teams will be prioritising picking the 3 points over here. For Accra Lions, they've never won against Heart of Oak in any competitive fixture, but then for Accra Heart of Oak, they've always got the better of their rivals. But then in terms of points difference, it's 5 points separating these two teams who find themselves within close proximity in the capital city. I've been joined here by my pundit Nanedu, who is going to help me talk about this game. He is going to share his analysis and what he expects from both teams going into this one. But then also we've lined up other interviews. We'll be speaking to both coaches and then also the PRO of Accra Heart of Oak to also take his thoughts. And then in general, the second round, has it been favourable for Accra Heart of Oak? We'll get to hear from him. But then let me welcome Nanedu to the show. Nanedu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Josiah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I think the weather is okay. You look at the weather, it's very calm. But then, what should we be expecting? Accra Heart of Oak, they are not playing so well. You look at Accra Lions, they've picked up the most points per game in the second round. What should we be expecting from this game?
You know, the weather is conducive for association football. A lot of people are expecting great football in today's game. This involves the, Accra New Derby, Accra Lions, and of course, Heart of Oak. Heart of Oak are not in the good run of form, and people are expecting them to have a good result today at Accra Sports Stadium against Accra Lions. When you look at Accra Lions team this particular season, they're having a good form this particular season. Shokan and the Lions are doing a great job this particular season in the Ghana Premier League. So Heart of Oak will have to fight hard, a lot of energy, efficiency in midfield to make sure they stop this Accra Lions team today. Where the competition will come from is truly through the middle, and that is where Heart of Oak have to pack the men to control the wing play of the Accra Lions team today's game at Accra Sports Stadium.
But do you think history will be favouring Accra Heart of Oak, or history would just smile for the first time on Accra Lions?
It should favor Accra Heart of Oak because they need the points much more than Accra Lions. Looking at the points built up on the league log, Accra Heart of Oak need this more point, 3 points, to make sure they propel themselves well on the league table. So they need the maximum 3 points today, much more than Accra Lions. But who knows, when these young guys are hungry for success, they would like to make amends in today's game. But personally, I think Heart of Oak should get the maximum 3 points in today's game.
Okay, now I'll get back to you in a bit, but then kickoff is beckoning in the next or less than 30 minutes. We'll be kicking off here at the Accra Sports Stadium. But then I've been delighted to have been joined by the technical director, or let me say the head coach of Accra Lions, Ibrahim Tanko. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Favourable weather for you?
I mean, very good weather for football, and I hope that we are going to experience a very good game.
Yeah, but then what a second round Accra Lions are having. It's been superb. They've picked up the most points per game. In 10 games, they've picked up 20 points already in the second round. What has changed the second round?
Yeah, well, I think we and the boys have gained a lot of experience. Most of them are playing the second season. 1 or 2 are playing the first season. Yeah, and we prepare very well to this year's league, and I think this is the results we are getting.
But then talk to me about your matchup against Heart of Oak. It doesn't really favour you, whichever way. And I heard you telling someone you've beaten them in a friendly game before. But this is the Ghana Premier League.
Yes, it's true. I think this question was asked when we play Kotoko. I mean, it's the same question. I always say there is always a first time. And looking at our form this year, definitely I am hope that these boys are going to upset Hearts of Oak today.
But then you look at the Hearts of Oak team. You look at your team in terms of age. It looks like they are more matured. But then what do you think is going to favour you in this particular fixture?
I think we have to stick in our game. I mean, we play a very good game this season. We have a very good results, both home and away. I think the confidence is there. So definitely, I'm sure that the boys will, live up to their expectation.
A win for Lions?
Sure. I hope that it's not going to be easy, but definitely a win for us will be good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So that's the head coach of Accra Lions, Ibrahim Tanko, we just spoke to, and he's saying that definitely maybe today will be the day they break that jinx against Accra Hearts of Oak. They have never won against Accra Hearts of Oak in any competitive fixture, but then he's hoping that today they could turn the ties and at least let history smile at them for the first time in this matchup. But then also I've been joined by the assistant head coach, Tijani. He is the assistant head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, afternoon.
Good weather.
Yeah.
The weather is fine.
Yeah, for good football.
The last time we spoke, it was at Dewu, and it wasn't good after 90 minutes. You just got walloped. You came out second best in all departments. What has changed since that time?
Okay, well, we watched the video and we work on our mistakes, and we know the team that we are coming to face today. We always, I say, they are very stubborn kids, but we are going to match them on what they does better today. And also, I think if really we want to go home with a positive result, we have to defend so well.
Hearts of Oak's main problem this season has been goalkeeping. Has it been solved going into this fixture? Because we know the kind of goals Accra Lions can score. Has it been solved?
Yeah, I think so. Today we are having Ketia. Let's see what is also coming to bring for Hearts of Oak.
Will history favour you? Are you winning this one?
Of course, we are looking for positive results, and we need this point badly as well. So we are going all out.
Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, so that was assistant head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, Bashiru Tijani. He says that Hearts of Oak, they have resolved that goalkeeping issue. Mind you, their last game was at the Theatre of Dreams in Dewu, where they lost 2-0 to Legon Cities. That was also an Accra derby, but then that had to be played in the Eastern region because Legon Cities have adopted the Theatre of Dreams as their temporary home grounds, where Hearts of Oak went there and it was nothing good for them. After 90 minutes, they lost. But then they are playing today, and he's saying that they have resolved that goalkeeping issue, and they'll be going into this one with very, very, high confidence. They know that definitely they'll pick up some points in that one. But then Nanedu is back here with me. Nanedu,
yeah.
Hearts of Oak. Once you mentioned Hearts of Oak this season, it's goalkeeping problems. How do you think that could impact this game today?
I think it's a major problem for Hearts of Oak. I always talk about this in the studios. Ghana, we don't have goalkeeping problem, but sometimes our handlers are the reason why it makes it look like we have goalkeeping problem in our various teams and our national teams. When you look at the local league that we are playing here, we have a lot of great goalkeepers. Oben Sacha Gregory, Benjamin Asare, Kofi Mensah, Freddie Kasari. They are all doing great for their respective clubs. Going into the season, I know one area Hearts of Oak didn't lack was the goalkeeping departments. As to how they would choose the number one goalkeeper, that is where the difficulty was coming from. Eric Oforentry is one of the best goalkeepers we've seen in the last 10 years. Passed through the rounds. 2013, he was in under 20 team that went to the semi-final stage of the World Cup in Turkey. He was part of that team. Richard Atta was one of the local goalkeepers who went to the last two editions of the AFCON. So he has passed through the ranks. They've brought in a new goalkeeper, a young guy, in the second round. 1, 2, 3 games, he's off. So in the course of the season, that is why I realized Hearts of Oak has identified that area that is their major problem.
Yeah, but even the head coach spoke about the fact that they are really lacking in that department, and he has sleepless nights over that goalkeeping issues.
And there have been more than 5 games in the Premier League so far that is because of the goalkeeping error that caused Hearts of Oak for picking the maximum 3 points, especially the last weekend game and the game in Kumasi against Nations FC at the Dr. Tamike Sports Complex. It's the reason why Hearts of Oak didn't pick the maximum 3 points in those games. So going forward, that is area that I think Hearts of Oak need to take keen interest in those areas to get a quality goalkeeper who could be the safest pair of hand for House of Folk in the course of next season. So it's one area they would like to tackle next season. But for now, I think they have experienced goalkeepers and they need to speak to them. The goalkeepers trainer had a lot of work to do on these goalkeepers to bring the best out of them in the last 6 games left in the Ghana Premier League. So yeah.
All right, so let's also talk about Accra Lions. They were in Kumasi a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they stand Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and that was where it looks like Kotoko wouldn't just pick anything up, and they started losing game after game. What's so special about this team? In the first round, they were struggling. Now, it looks like they are playing some superb football.
So that is the strength of the Premier League. This Accra Lions team has got the special taste to play against the big guys. So look at their records against the big guys. In the history of their Premier League, they've not lost in Doma against Ediana. And Ediana is one of the teams that you struggle to beat, especially when they are playing at home. This particular season, they went to Kumasi. For the first time in the history of Accra Lions team, they've won the maximum 3 points against Asante Kotoko by scoring 3 goals in Kumasi. So it tells you in the second round, goal scoring has been the key thing that is working for the Accra Lions team, that is working for them in the second round. So I'm sure that is one thing. If House of Folk want to pick the maximum 3 points, they need to score beyond 1 goal today to get the maximum 3 points.
All right, so Nanedu is saying that goal scoring has been very, very key for Accra Lions in the second round because they are scoring so many goals and they are playing some good football. But then for Accra Hearts of Folk, it's their goalkeeping woes that keeps on, repeating itself. It's hovering around and it's not changing for them. So goalkeeping issues, goal scoring has been, their weapon. So how does it go? But then let me also announce to you that I've been joined here by a very, very great personality, and in fact it's a special interview, and let me introduce to you Nana Obri Yaboa. That's the CEO of Accra Lions. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I think the great personalities are the boys on the field.
Not you.
Yes,
no, but I think someone conceived this whole idea and it's become a reality. But how do you feel? How proud do you feel as a father and also as a CEO seeing these boys perform miraculously whenever they play?
When you see them play so well and match after match they are picking points out from home, from away, it gives you that comfort that finally is sticking together. Previously, yes, we've struggled, like your Pundit said. In the first round, we struggled a bit, we're not consistent. But gradually, it's coming together. And I give so much credit to our technical team for bringing such young boys. We have about 8 players in the squad who are tasting Premier League for the first time. Players from Division 2, other coast clubs across the country. When you look at it, then you ask yourself, is it possible? Can it be done? But then match after match is happening. And credit to the technical team and our scouting team. They've done so well, and I think we need to continue. It's something that we are doing right, and we don't need to change.
We can say it's been a long journey, but along the line, there was a partnership with Lothar Matthaus, one of the greats when it comes to football. How has that changed the fortunes of Accra Lions?
Of course, the partnership is still running, and for Lothar coming on, it's giving us a different outlook altogether for the European markets. Now, people are looking at Accra Lions, who is involved. Yes, we have a Ghanaian partner who is also involved in football, Frank Achampong, a former international. But then with Lothar, there's another spice to the whole arrangement. And yes, it gives you that connection to other clubs across the globe, and it's good. We are doing things behind the scenes, and players are getting to move out, and new ones are coming in. But then the culture of Accra Lions, when people step out, others step in, and there's no fear. And we want to capitalize on this all-important personality in Lothar and see how we can push players to a certain standard to the benefit of the players individually as they hone their careers outside, and also to the national teams and the brand Accra Lions.
You spoke about the culture of Accra Lions, which everyone loves. It's a profound thing to talk about. But doesn't it really give you any sort of headache knowing that players will have to be going out and bringing in new set of players, and at some point you also need to maintain your Premier League status? Do you think at some point it wouldn't be sustainable?
Seasons ago, yes, it was a challenge because we were recruiting players from other youth teams across the country. But now we have our own setup, the under-17 team, and they play the same way as the senior team does. So for that transition, it's seamless. So for now, I don't even bother my head. Once I see the person on the team sheet, well, let's go, and they'll get the job done.
But then talking about these players that leave, do you still keep ties with these players? Because we've seen so many young prodigies leave do they still connect to Accra Lions wherever they are?
Of course, we can talk about Osman Bukari, who's with the Black Stars and Red Star. He's still a key part of the establishment. He talks to the boys before certain games. He's on the phone with them, discussing the game. This is the temperament you need to go into the game with. We keep touch with all the boys who are away. We have Raheem, Joseph Amwa. They do that with the boys, and it's good for us because they had seen it before during their time here, and now they can impact that knowledge to the young ones coming. Some of them are 16, and you can know what happens playing against Kotoko in Kumasi, and today you are here against Accra House of Folk, mighty Accra House of Folk. The boys will need to do their best to let the phobia and fall.
Finally, against Heart of Folk, you never won against them.
No.
Are you breaking the jinx today?
We are trying to, and we hope that we will do it.
Okay.
And when we do it, we are not going to be the landlords for now, but we still be the tenants.
Okay, wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So that was the CEO of Accra Lions, no doubt, Obri Yeboah. What a gentleman he is. He is a visionary, and he is one of the brains that's behind the whole Accra Lions, franchise. What a man he is, and it's a pleasure talking to him. But I've also been joined by another celebrity, if I should put it, celebrity in quote. That's the communications director for Accra Heart of Folk. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Pariado.
Good afternoon.
I always ask everyone if the weather is fine. Are you seeing any rainbows?
I haven't seen a rainbow anywhere, but I think that there's a rainbow somewhere.
You should be scared if there's no rainbow in the sky.
No, but certainly there should be a rainbow somewhere. If you haven't seen it, but somebody has seen it somewhere. Yes, somewhere.
Okay. But then, Accra Heart of Folk.
Yes.
The second round hasn't really been good for you.
Yes.
What do you have to say about the second round?
Well, it's rather unfortunate that the second round has not gone pretty well for us. But then if you sit back and you look at where we're coming from the preseason and then the first round, what we went through, you'll say that the second round has been a bit better than the first round. But in all of that, we still believe so much that we still have to improve. If you look at the quality of materials that we have and the results that we've gotten along the line, it doesn't match very well. So the most important thing is that we have to be very much consistent in terms of getting positive results. That is the aim between now and the end of the season, so that whatever necessary technical changes that the technical guys will introduce, then going forward we'll be able to get that done.
I believe you speak on behalf of the club. You are very, very close to the CEO of the club, the majority shareholder of the club.
Yeah.
He has so much, insight. He wants to implement a lot in this club.
Yeah.
Do you think what he's doing off the field is complementing the results on the pitch?
Well, for Hearts of Folk to be able to achieve that preeminence on the African continent that we look at, it shouldn't only be positive achievement on the pitch. You have to get the infrastructure development as well. So we are making sure that we are putting all of that together so that at the end of it all, we continue to grow higher and be above all the clubs, so that at least when they begin to also learn from us, the benefit is not only going to come to Hearts of Folk, but then it's going to help Ghana football and the Premier League at large. So for us, it's a positive cause. We believe so much that if other clubs will be able to also emulate it, I think it will help the development of Ghana football a lot.
All right, but then one of the things that the fans are not happy with, it has to do with your goalkeepers. It looks like they keep causing blunder after blunder, game after game. It's just not good for the fans whenever they come to watch Hearts of Folk. What has been done about that in that short time?
Well, the only thing that we can do within this period is to continue to work very hard, to continue to let them understand that, look, this is your profession. You have to go out there and do whatever that is expected of you. There are mistakes in the game, you understand. There are errors in the game, but you have to balance it very well so that you continue to move on. And don't forget that we have 4 goalkeepers. The goalkeepers trainer is taking them through. The coaches have seen all of them. So they believe that this is a turn for another goalkeeper to step in, without saying that somebody is not doing well. But then you look at the opponent, then you are able to choose the kind of tactics that you need, and then you choose the goalkeeper that you want. So today we have Nketia starting in goal for the first time. We are all hoping that on a very nice day like this, when the rainbow is beaming somewhere, we'll all be able to witness something beautiful from Hearts of Folk today.
A win for Hearts of Folk.
Well, we've not come here just to add up to the numbers.
Okay.
We've come here to compete and fight for the 3 points.
All right, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so that's Communications Director for Accra Hearts of Folk in the person of Kwame Opare Ado. We just spoke to him. He's spoken a lot extensively on what he believes should be happening. Nanedu has joined me again. Nanedu, let me pick your final thoughts. The game is about to kick off before we join commentary. What are you expecting from this game? It's a derby.
I'm expecting a good football. When you look at the weather, I think it's conducive for association football. Players would like to exhibit what is in them when they get a weather like this. So right from their defense to the attack, they would like to exhibit good football. One thing House of Folk need to be careful about is the wing play of Accra Lions. Any pass from Shokan in the midfield can spread their defense, especially their wing back, where in recent times, Dennis Kosa and the likes of Amankwabe, Michael and Pedu operate from. That is where Accra Lions would like to operate from. Accra Lions central defense need to be careful about the striking department of House of Folk. They have a player in their midst who has scored a lot of goals this particular season. They are happy to welcome some key players into their team and it will work for them in today's game. I spoke to Oparade off air. They are really interested in the maximum 3 points because they feel like the last few home games that they have in the Ghana Premier League, they should do everything possible to get every 3 points at home. Their next game is against one of the informed teams so far in the Premier League and one of the top scorers in the Ghana Premier League so far. Brekum Chelsea and Stephen Amankona in their side. House of Folks to be able to get the maximum 3 points today before they travel to Brekum on Saturday because that game is going to be a difficult game. So I'm hoping they will get the maximum 3 points today. It's not going to be an easy game, but it will be a match of goals. They are likely to score from both sides. Both Accra Lions and House of Folk will score, but House of Folk is likely to pick the maximum 3 points today at Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay, so both teams leaving the tunnel. You can see the bench warmers or the players who will be on the bench gradually trooping in, and it means that kickoff is upon us. But then, as a concluding fixture of match week 28 in the Ghana Premier League, the only league that matters and the center of attraction here is the Accra Sports Stadium, where Accra House of Folk are playing home to Accra Lions. It's an Accra derby. The mighty oak tree, the resilience of the mighty oak tree will be tested, but then also maybe Accra Lions would want the lion roar to be heard this afternoon here. Kickoff, it's in some minutes time, so we just go straight to the commentary position where Nana Dakwa will be our commentator for this afternoon's game between Accra House of Folk and Accra Lions.
So put your rent. Now better me pay. Oh. Hey, StarTimes say a new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ye den eche wudanka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
A new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ye den eche electricity bills.
Almost done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
A new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ko ye den eche school fees. StarTimes die. Yet asia pa. Ye never pay TV a. Ye bone ja form emo bia timi hwere ni so ade. Enti obia timi hwebi. Ubetime ja nkwada nyina dia ma StarTime TV. Esan say entie mabema nkwada ni achi. Ne wosuo die. Ni nyina wa StarTimes. Ai, StarTimes ebe more premium entertainment. Anyoma ye nikanike bema ufie aye de. Dia kwaso wiase nyina. Ubenya bia hwe. Our StarTimes so. Ai, wouldn't say uhia StarTime. Oh, ne was so tough form. Me say, any jenny dear, a true chada.
StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
So put your rent. Now better me pay. Oh. Hey, StarTimes say a new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ye den eche wudanka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
A new concert sika wuti ahwe TV no. Ne boy ye den eche electricity bills.
Almost done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
eni kwan se sika a wutua hwe TV no ne bo koye den che wo school fees StarTimes die yeti ase pa yen na ba pay TV a ye bo ne ja fom emo bia timi hwere ni so ade enti obia timi hwe bi obetime ja wo kwada nyina dia ma StarTimes TV esan se endiema bema nkwada ni achi na wo suo die
It's the 1st of May and we wish all Ghanaians a happy May Day. Today is Workers' Day and on behalf of all of us here at StarTimes, we wish everybody a happy May Day. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse. I'm with Josiah Okokwe. We are your commentators for this afternoon's game here at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's an outstanding game for match day 28 and it's between Accra Hearts of Oak and Accra Lions. These two teams are neighbors and they are squaring it up for the second time this season. In the first half, the Phobians were victors. The big question is, well, Accra Lions have the revenge they are looking for. They have not beaten Hearts of Oak since their promotion into the Ghanaian top flight some 3 seasons ago. So wherever you are, if you just joined us, this is the Ghana Premier League. We're live on StarTimes, Adepa channel 247. This is Accra Hearts of Oak up against Accra Lions. The Phobians are in their rainbow colors over yellow shorts and red socks to match. Accra Lions in their navy blue tops over white shorts and navy blue socks to match here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Accra Lions have been by far the best team in the second half of the Premier League. They've been in some fantastic form. The last time they played in the Premier League, they traveled away to Narelugu, where they drew 1-1 with Karela. Hearts of Oak are coming into this game from a 2-0 defeat against Legon Cities in Dewu the other day when they played there. They are bent on returning to winning ways. And if you care to know, Hearts of Oak have lost in their last 3 Premier League games, and thus is a big worry for the technical team of Accra Hearts of Oak coming into this game, Josiah.
Another quite good afternoon. Just like you said, Accra Hearts of Oak, it just doesn't look good for them.
That's the lineup of the Phobians. This Nketia, who is getting his debut for the Phobians. Ampedu at right back, Afrani and Agbesima in central defense, Kosa at left back, Linda, Otanga, Ibrahim, Beifi in a 4-man midfield with Hamza Isa and Salim Adams playing in a 2-man up front. But you expect Hamza Isa to be the arrowhead with Salim Adams playing right behind him. He's been played as a false number 9 in this Ouattara Abubakar setup.
I think pressure will be on Nketia. All eyes will be on him. We've all known Hearts of Oak to be synonymous with some goalkeeping errors this season, and he's feeling some big boots. Richard Atta, Ayi also not available today, so Nketia will be in, and everyone will be looking at him. How he fares today in this game against Accra Lions will be very, very crucial for Hearts of Oak.
Benjamin Kwame Sefa is our centre man. He's assisted by Frederick Danfo and Gilbert Adum Mensah. These are our referees for this afternoon's game here in Accra.